Hello guys, what's up? Ink44 here, and today I'm going to tell you a bit of a story about my first time playing Daddy, and you guys are probably thinking I have no idea what the hell I'm talking about, but last time I talked about my first time being drunk ever, and this is another story of my drunken disarray, but this time it's me taking care of people, and that's what I mean by playing Daddy, and I guess I'll get into the story right away. This happened last summer, and it was right around the time when all of my friends started having parties every weekend and all this stuff. And basically, what was going on is the guy that was holding the party, his parents had gone away the previous weekend, and they weren't coming back for like another 2 weekends. So we had a bunch of parties in a row at his house for weeks on end. And this one was particularly interesting because he was holding his work not Christmas party, work party, I guess, because they sold a certain amount of stuff. And for some reason, I was at his work party. I don't really know why, but I was. Anyway, it was just all guys, because he works at a sports store, which sells, like, hockey stuff and whatnot. And so we were there. We were all just the guys playing drinking games, playing Killer Kings. And the first thing that went wrong was we were sitting there playing Killer Kings, and first of all, that's a problem. If you don't know what Killer Kings is, it's a card game where basically you don't how can I explain it? You put cards in a circle, and there is no point to this other than getting hammered. Like literally, there is no winner. The only part that's good is getting drunk, really. So the one guy, as we're playing this, the first guy that I had to take care of that night, what happened was we were playing this game, and somebody started to sing this song, and I think it went something like this. Here's to Brother Spencer, Brother Spencer, Brother Spencer. Here's to Brother Spencer, who's with us tonight. He's happy, he's horny, he'll fuck you till morning. Here's to Brother Spencer, who's with us tonight. Now chug, motherfucker, chug, motherfucker. Now, that went on the entire night, doing it to various people. That was just the first example. I hope he didn't mind that I used his name. But anyway, he, basically, that happened to him pretty much 4 times, like, within maybe 20 minutes. So, by the time he was done that, we played another game of beer pong, me and him, and I'm pretty sure he beat me, because I'm terrible at beer pong. And so we finished the game of beer pong, and about 5 minutes later, he runs upstairs and pukes in the toilet. And really, I didn't have to do much to take care of him. He knew what was going on. He puked, he laid there for a couple minutes, he went to bed with a bucket. That really wasn't too much of a problem, because I've had him puke when I was drinking with him before. But there was another guy who, we were playing Killer Kings with him, and we screwed him over big time. Like, every time we made a rule, I can't remember what card is make a rule. It's like 10, you make a rule. But every rule was like that every time you drink, like, this guy would have to drink with you. And we screwed him over big time. I was sitting beside him, and I think, what freaking number is it? There's a number that's the rule is waterfall, and what it is the first person starts drinking, and you can't set your drink down or stop drinking until the person in front of you stops drinking. And I got one of those, and I chugged my entire beer, and he was sitting beside me, and he was drinking rum and coke, which is definitely worse to chug than beer. So I think that happened to him like 3 times within the first game. He like finished 4 or 5 drinks. And then we played another game, and the same thing happened again. So right after that, he was actually acting incredibly normal, which really does not fit with the story, but, you know, whatever. So, basically, where this story goes after this is, we go downstairs, we continue in beer pong after this game of Killer Kings, and by this time, the one guy had already puked, so he was in bed, and I was pretty drunk too, so I'm trying to remember this as well as I can. So, anyway, we're sitting down there, some people are playing beer pong, I wasn't, and the guy I'm talking about wasn't, and all of a sudden he pulls out his phone and starts texting, and in the middle of nowhere, I look at him, I see him look up from his phone, kind of look around the room, go back to texting, and then he pukes on his hands, on his lap, and onto his phone. Now, like, this just kind of caught me by surprise, because now, of course, we have to clean up the puke. He runs upstairs. I think he puked like 2 or 3 more times. We then brought him in, laid him down, stomach down, belly on the couch. You want that if someone's puking, because if you don't, they throw up in their mouth, and they have the opportunity, I guess. No, opportunity is not a good word. They have the potential of throwing up in their own mouth, and that's never good. So you got to make sure that doesn't happen. So we lay him on his stomach. We put a bucket beside him. I think he puked 2 more times. While we were taking care of him, while we were partying. I don't know what you want to call it, but anyway. So what ends up happening is he goes to sleep, and later that night, I am sitting in the kitchen playing another game of Killer Kings. We play a lot of Killer Kings that night. And what happened next confused me so much, and I tried to figure it out the next day, but I could not. What happened was I went to the bathroom, I walked out of the bathroom, and there were 2 girls that go to my school. They were both pretty good looking girls, but I had no idea where they came from. I had no idea who invited them. They just showed up. So for the next half hour, I just spent it talking to both of them, and I was hammered. I'm not pretending that I wasn't hammered and everyone else was. No, I was hammered. So I had to take care of these guys while I'm absolutely hammered. And then they kind of questioned why I was here, because it's the dude's work party, right? And I don't know, I talked to them, and long story short, we end up sitting in the room where my buddy was laying with a puke bucket, stomach down, and all of a sudden, I look over at him, and he's shaking, and I was obviously concerned for him. I didn't know what was going on, but so I go get another blanket for him. He already had one. I go get another blanket for him, and tuck him in, kind of, and go back to talking to these girls. Long story short, these girls eventually go home. I didn't get any action. Oh, too bad, right? But what ended up happening is, as I'm trying to take care of this guy, I stepped in the puke bucket, and I fell over. Not into the puke, thank God, but I stepped in the puke bucket, so my foot smelled like puke the rest of the night. Oh, God, just... And, I'm sure I'm leaving out some parts, because, you don't always remember everything when you're drunk. But I just thought that was a funny story to say, because I guess I'll call this one my first time playing Daddy. And there will, if you guys leave a like rating on this video, there will be many more drunk stories to come. I have one where I hit on a 21-year-old, and I'm 17, with a kid the entire night. That's a good story. I have a ton of them. One where I was jumping off a roof into a pool while I was hammered, which you should not do. But anyway, yeah, so leave a like rating, and I'll talk about those more. And as you guys will figure out as you get older, taking care of people when you're drunk is not an easy task. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, favorite it if that's your cup of tea. And I think my final score in this game was, drumroll please, come on, today, oh there it is, 31-5, an alright game. So until next time guys, peace.